All right, click start streaming. Let's see if I'm streaming. It says I'm live. Can you hear me? I'm live. Hello, 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 hello. Anybody can hear me out there? It says my connection is good. Looks like I'm good. Text me if you hear me. Let me know. MJ, she's always my checker. Can you guys hear me? My sound is on. I know there is a lag, so okay. Good. Thumbs up. Love it. All right. Demetrius, Marty Blackshear, Derek Phillips. All right. We got some more people in the house today. What's going on? It says check my video resolution. Okay. All right. It doesn't like my resolution on YouTube, but looks good to me. I look good. Welcome, welcome everyone. Stephanie Richardson, happy 2021. For those who have not seen me, heard from me, um, this is actually a precursor because we're going to start actually doing some upcoming Mastermind Mondays. And really, next week is the big week. Um, but Chieftain, but this week I kind of want to get people back into the swing of things, welcoming them, preparing them for what we have in store. Um, so that's what we're doing today. So definitely, um, I love it. 33 people on. Make sure you give me a thumbs up so YouTube can push this out to the robots in the atmosphere and give us the credit that we deserve. Um, so yeah, exciting 2021. Looking forward to it. Uh, the inaugurations in a couple days. Big stimulus packages coming down the pipe. A lot of stuff happening, and I think all of us, small businesses out there, regardless of how you feel about the elections, uh, this is going to benefit everyone. It's not These programs are not going to benefit one particular type of person. And by the way, I was saying the same thing in 2016 that okay, the programs that they're creating are favorable to small businesses. And so for me, um, it looks like small businesses always win. So in this particular stimulus package, and we'll talk more about that. I didn't really come on to talk about that today, but definitely, um, there's just a lot of stuff going on, and a lot of money to be thrown at a lot of folks out here. I just recently learned a buddy of mine that I went to elementary school with has his own like COVID testing bus, and he's been testing, um, rapid testing the SpaceX pilots and all the state legislative folks here in Florida. So um, there's a lot of stuff out here going on, and really, like I said, each and every year, uh, you have to really question yourself. If you're not at the table, what are you doing wrong? Because at $1.9 trillion, small businesses last year over $130 billion. Um, and a lot of our students won contracts. I think 40 uh, persons from our organization alone won contracts, not counting all the partner organizations that we're affiliated with, that we're associated with. So this is huge. This is big. So definitely want to come on and welcome you. We've got a great lineup for 2021. Judy Bradt is going to be coming on board and sharing some of her wonderful content. Anyone that knows me, I'm a fan of Judy, more so than a lot of other GovCon gurus out there. Judy's one that I've taken a particular liking to. She's got some really good information, and we're going to be featuring her in the upcoming sessions. In fact, let me give you an idea, just kind of give you a rundown of the layout of what we've got going on coming up with Judy. And this again, all of this will be free of charge. just got to be here on Mondays at 6 o'clock. Let me pull it up for you guys. So starting next week with Judy, let me see if I can pull it on the screen so I can share it with folks out there. Give me a second. Let's see where I can grab this at. Okay, there you go. It's good enough. Not perfect, but hey, it'll work. Um, so just to give people perspective, this is our schedule moving forward. Um, and again, I'm going to be on every Monday moving forward, but this is the schedule that Judy's coming on, and these are some of the lessons that she's teaching: how to get in front of your federal buyer and win your meeting, how to prepare for your call and get invited back, 5 people you need to meet, the federal players and layers methodology, 5 federal lead sources you need to know, mighty micro purchases, simplified acquisition, simply awesome, federal data diving part 1. Hold on. It's half. Yeah, I know it's half black. I don't know how to fix that. Okay, hold on. Maria wants me to fix this. Let me fix it. Hold on. Give me a second. Half browser. Let me change this. MJ wants me to fix it. Nope. Sorry, I'm not perfect at this. Hold on. Okay, there you go. All right. So, um, again, we're going to be on every Monday, 6 p.m. Eastern time. That seems to work for everyone. So now you can see me, now you can see what we're talking about. But ultimately, these are some of the lessons that she's teaching, and I will be alternating other guests in between those sessions. So just to recap: how to get in front of your federal buyer and win your meeting, how to prepare for your call and get invited back, 5 people you need to meet, federal players and layers methodology, um, 5 federal lead sources you need to know, mighty micro purchases, simplified acquisition, federal data diving, parts 1, part 2. Let's keep going. 7 things you need to know about your GSA schedule, debunk the crap and find your wins, bid or not bid. So as you can see, we're going all the way through June. So this is exciting, exciting stuff that we've got going on. Looking forward to working with everybody, and looking forward to sharing the information, sharing the knowledge. Like I said, we are bringing on other teachers, other instructors, other creators out here in the GovCon world, in the GovCon space, to help support all of the things that we're doing. So absolutely, the sessions will be recorded. Um, so we will have all of these sources recorded for everyone to look back on. But I do encourage you to watch it live, because we haven't decided if we're going to put those in the members only section or not. So we will have them free live, but after the 24-hour mark, like we used to do before, we may put those in the members only section. But for now, just kind of giving everyone a heads up on what's going on. And also, they are going to be pre-scheduled, so you can go to YouTube and click on the little button to be notified when we're live, because I know that was a problem last year. A lot of people were asking, well, when are you going to be live? I don't see that information. So we will be notifying you. If you go to YouTube, there will be like a week in advance, they'll be up. And once I get my artwork, my design, things like that, then I'll put them up further in advance. But right now, the first session for next Monday is already there. You can click for YouTube to notify you when we're live, and it will hit the notification button for you. So just wanted to share that with you. In addition, like I said, we've got other guests wanting to come on to our show, our platform, and teach. This is working. So many of you who've come on, who've shown support. There's 64 people watching today. So many folks out there who have subscribed to our channel, liked our content, That's what's giving us the oxygen that we need to continue to do these things. That's what's attracting other big time speakers in the GovCon space to GovCon Giants, right? That's what's attracting people to us because of all of the folks out there like yourself who are continuing to share our content, continuing to watch our content, continuing to like our content. That's what's definitely attracting these folks to want to come on board and give of themselves, give their time, and put it out to the world. So we thank you all for that. This is happening so fast. I know we've been putting in the work, but this is not only me. This is a testament to all of you out there who are been consistent in supporting me and supporting GovCon Giants. So I want to thank everyone for that. And let me fix my browser now that I switch to this other screen. We'll go back over here. Cool. So, and I gotta fix this back. All right, perfect. Hold on, almost. Okay, that looks good. So, yeah. Hey, Laurie, how are you? I see Laurie on here. So, everybody say hi to Laurie. I wish we could make it loud so everybody could say hi, Laurie. So, hey, Laurie, how are you? We're doing some good stuff out here for folks. So, by the way, if you've not heard the podcast episode with Laurie, definitely visit a podcast episode. Someone drop it in the chat, the link for it, so we can all have that particular episode there. All right, good stuff, good stuff. So tell me, I'm telling you about me. By the way, this is always an open session, so feel free to chime in. Feel free to ask questions. Feel free to let us know, what's going on, what's exciting. Tell us if you've got any questions, if you've experienced or encountered some situations, scenarios that maybe you're having some trouble with. So definitely let me know what's going on out there in the world. Yes, I will continue talking and sharing, but again, let me know. So where's my GovCon people out here? Where's all my GovCon Giants folks? Nikki, Demetrius, go online, find Laurie's podcast, drop a link to Laurie's podcast in the chat. MJ, drop a link to Laurie's podcast, please, someone. So we've got some folks out here. They know where to go find this information. Drop it out here for the new folks that are watching who are not familiar with where to go and how quickly to access the resources. So drop it in there so folks can see and listen to the episode. We've gotten a lot of positive feedback from that. And Laurie, what's been a response that you've received from the podcast? Has it been favorable? Has it been good? A lot of people hit you up. Somebody drop that in the link in there for us. So, Darren, what's going on, Bus? By the way, one of the things that we used to do last year, and I want to bring it back, is when you come on, let people know about your industry and let people know about the city that you're in, because we found that, again, the government is not they're having their virtual sessions, but I've been to some of the government events, and these Mastermind Mondays get up to 100 people. So right now we're at 65 people, and I've had these events that get up to 100 people. So why not network? Why not let people know, hey, this is my industry, this is my space, and start a conversation? I usually, Laurie said, way too many new mentees. Laugh out loud. I love it. They love you, Laurie. I mean, you inspired folks out there, so they love you. But definitely, let us know your industry. Let us know the city that you're in and your space. And then a lot of times throughout the conversations, people may connect with each other. I know within our organization, we have a lot of students that are working together, that are bidding projects together, that are putting together joint capability statements. So again, make sure to drop in the chat your industry and the city and state that you're from so people can know. Again, nothing wrong with publicizing yourself. Again, you should be proud of what you do. You should be proud of your organization. And if you have something to offer of value, we want to know. We want to hear about it. We are helping people across the board. One of our recent students is doing aerospace projects. Al just put in there, he's freight forwarding, have you heard of the all new episode with Maria of Making a Giant? It's a brand new podcast that we just launched. And Al, the first person that we interviewed was a freight forwarder who landed a transportation readiness IDIQ for 21 million. So again, if you don't tell me who you are and what you do, I can't, it's hard for me to know the audience and what I should be talking about and kind of gear my lessons towards that. So let me know who's out there. I'm reading this, I'm paying attention. Let the other folks know who you are as well. So other people who are reading this, even again, these videos last for months and years. Some of my videos now are up for 4 years. So again, people are going to read this. I've had people look at a video that I did with Randy and email me 8 months later and say, hey, can I get Randy Ward's email address? So let folks know who you are, what you're doing out here so that we can, at the very least, if we have any information that can help you, that can serve you in some kind of capacity, things come to my mind, then I will be able to suggest those resources out here. Uh, I just saw Stephanie Richardson Parker. She reminded me she's in janitorial. We had a student just last week who won the statewide contract to do electrostatic COVID cleaning. He's one of 15 contractors on the statewide vehicle for the state of Georgia that's going to be doing electrostatic COVID cleaning. So we have folks out here across the board, different platforms. Charles, cybersecurity. We're doing RMF with cybersecurity, Charles, right now. We're working on that. Let's see who else do we have out here. Healthcare. I just talked about someone who's doing the COVID rapid testing. Ron DeSantis just mentioned that out of Florida. What else do we have? What else? What other industries do we have out here? My man Paul showed up today. Roy Landers is in the building. Kevin Forte is here. What else? Who else is out here? Johnny Spiva, can't forget you. I don't see my man Quentin Swift or Bridget Bonita. Let's see. Craig Spencer. All right. Jay Payne, Deuce Haas. Lanier Garcia. Al Howard. Demetrius Walker, can't forget my buddy. RMF. That's right. We will. You know what? Since Nikki put that in the chat, if there's anyone out here that knows RMF, Nikki, can you write RMF? If there's anyone here that knows RMF, know what RMF is, that's familiar with it, we have a huge need right now for cybersecurity folks. Huge. I mean, huge, huge. Reach out to Nikki. She's in here. If you know RMF and what that means in terms of cybersecurity, if you know what ATO is, reach out to Nikki because we have a huge need that we are working on, and so this is something that we're going after big time. Who else? Who else do we have out here? Jackie, you got to tell me where you're at. What do you do? Where are you at? What do you do? Search and staff. All right, we got DevSecOps. I know who that is already. Someone, whenever someone puts in DevSecOps, I know who that is. Cloud migration, I already know. Who else? Who else? Florida, sorry, you got to tell me. Construction. All right. Let's see. What do we have? Who else is in here? Tam. I know, Tam, that's your language, RMF. I already know. I already know. Who else? Who else? No. Okay, Nexus Technology Solutions, Atlanta, cybersecurity, Turley Parsons, Deuce, creative video production. Good stuff. Okay. Stacy is inspired. Mobile home office renting, short-term housing. I love it. I love it. I love it. That's good stuff. We FEMA. That sounds like FEMA to me. Demetrius, all over the place. What else we got? Bernadita. All right. GSA. Albuquerque, New Mexico. What else? Jackie. DMV property searches. Janitorial. Darren. Prometheus. TSS. Technology. Did anyone, by the way, let's talk about a couple things while we're on. Look, my man Darren. He's got contracts with Puerto Rico, L3, and just added software dev to the package. Did anyone look at the Sources Sought video that we put out recently I want to make sure, because we do have some folks that on our side that work for the government, that are in procurement, that says that we, all of us collectively as small businesses, are continuing to fail on our part to respond to sources sought and RFI notices. Let's make sure that we're doing our part. We cannot give these folks ammunition to continue putting these contracts out full and open competition. We looked at an opportunity on Saturday with an internal team of ours for opportunities in cybersecurity that we have the ability to do, we have the team members to do, and this is going out to the big boys like Booz Allen Hamilton, full and open competition, because we collectively, as a whole, all of us small businesses, are failing to respond to sources sought and RFIs. I want to make sure that we all understand the importance. I keep beating this dead stick, I keep beating this horse, and I'm telling you guys, we have to do our part to help these agencies, to help the government folks out there, give them the ammunition they need to help facilitate contract actions for us. Okay, if we don't do that, then we are putting ourselves collectively in a bad situation, and we're wondering why the opportunities are going other places. Um, I put out a video last year that I sent to folks, and I said, watch this video, and it showed on the Department of Defense the amount of opportunities that were going to one or no bidders, and it's because when the government staff are having meetings and are saying, we did our market research, um, we didn't find any small businesses, so they sole sourced it to the same person, or they gave it to the same contractor. It's our responsibility, and I'm saying that I want us to start, at least the folks that are listening. There's 79 people on this call right now. I mean, on this chat. By the way, 80 people and only 27 likes. Come on, give me a break. You guys can't be that lazy not to give me a thumbs up. We have to do our part in responding to sources sought and RFIs. At least the folks on here that are drinking the Kool-Aid, right? Because there's some people out here that tell you otherwise. Um, but again, I'm telling you, I've seen it, I've heard it. We've shared articles. Maria has even seen spreadsheets where it says no responses, no responses, no responses to the market research. And I know folks out here are intelligent. They've got businesses. Um, they can do it. They're just failing to do it. And if there's one thing that I don't hear from other people who are quote unquote consultants, they're not telling people to do this stuff. They're telling you to get certifications, um, but they're not telling you how do you get in the door. And again, civility, just text in here. Yes, it takes time to do it, but you must do it to become known. So it's an absolute must for all of us out here. Um, and again, if I'm tonight, just in one night alone, we're talking 83 folks out that are listening. If you all take the time to do that, imagine the impact that that's going to have 2, 3, 4, 5 months down the road. And if we continue to come together and if we continue to do these things, um, the overall impact to all of us, right, collectively, like they said, all ships rise with the tides, will be, like they said, um, it's going to be tremendous. I mean, not even like a little bit, it's going to be a lot of it. So, again, I think that if there's something that I want to, before the people sign off or your kids start crying or you got to make dinner, there's something I want to make sure we set the tone for. It's absolutely getting together, respond to sources sought, respond to RFIs. We have content on that. I give you free example letters that we've submitted. I've shown you through documentation where I was able to get sole source contracts as a result of that. We've given you time and time, example after example of instances where this is work for people and small businesses across the spectrum. Maria's won contracts this way. So definitely, we want to encourage everyone out there that even though it may appear as though it's a waste of your time, it's absolutely necessary and it's absolutely critical for us all to be taking a look at the sources sought, looking at the RFIs and responding. If in fact we do have the capabilities, or we can put together a team of folks who have those capabilities. So I definitely want to leave you with that before we continue talking about the next subject. Now, let's see who else we got. Okay, app development, Gainesville, Florida. Someone said they smashed the likes. Perfect. Jackie. Okay, Tam doing a search yesterday. I know my GovCon EDU people are on it, but I want to say this for the next group of people out here. Civility has also won by responding. You see that? So this works. This works for people. I mean, I'm telling you, I know it's a lot of us think that it's easier to just bid a job on beta.sam, and that's probably the fastest approach. But I can tell you, I've had quicker response from some of my sources sought than I have from bidding, because just because you bid doesn't mean the government's going to award that particular opportunity right away. So just the fact that you bid doesn't mean like they're awarding that contract next week. And so people get that in their mind that, oh, well, if I bid a job, Eric, I need money today and I need money right away. And so if I bid something, then I'm going to, the likelihood of me actually getting a contract is going to be faster than if I respond to a sources sought. And I disagree with that thinking or that logic methodology, because we've had instances where we've responded to sources sought notices and we've gotten emails and questions immediately because the need was immediate. Um, and then on the bidding side, I've bid projects where uh, the government they didn't have the funding or it wasn't approved, and so it sat, and then we were not awarded that project for 8 months. So that logic or that thinking doesn't always hold true, that bidding is faster than responding to sources sought or RFIs, because it just depends on the government and the need at the time, and then also the budget and the funding. So there's a lot of things that come into place. So I know that, and I've learned this through my 4 years of being online and talking to tens of thousands of you out here. I know that you're going to listen to me, you're going to go home and talk to your friend, and they're going to tell you something different. And then you're going to come back and you're like, well, what should I do? I'm telling you, and other folks out here who are successful that are in this chat are also confirming that we have been awarded contracts by responding to sources sought and RFIs. So definitely, we need to continue to do that. We need to continue to share that information with others who are in the space, how that can be beneficial and instrumental to helping your success and helping you along the journey. So now, let's see what else we got going on out here. Let me check the chat. New to this, thank you for your channel. Jesse Forte, Mountaintop Technology. Make sure if you're just coming on, let us know the industry you're in and also your state or your city where you're at. What else? By the way, and I used to put out a weekly video on sources sought and RFIs. I don't do it as much anymore because it doesn't, it's not getting the responses. But I can, if people like it and people watch it, I'll continue doing an overview of that. In fact, I'll share with you real quick. The one that I just did. Let me see if I can pull that up. This is the one that I looked at this past week. This is the source stuff that I reviewed this past week. And as you can see, every week when I go back and look, there's probably 500 different items on the list. And so what I do is I take and I extract the information from beta.sam. I export it, or they call it downloading it. So I download it into Excel, and then I open up an Excel, and then I'm able to scroll through and look at all the results by just scrolling. And again, I teach you that. We talk about that on the YouTube channel. How is it that you can do that? Because it's really difficult trying to click through beta.sam page by page by page. To do what I just did would take you hours. So we discuss how do you log into beta.sam and then actually download the document into Excel so that you can scroll through and easily do a quick search on the information that you're looking for. Questions out here. Questions. Make sure all the new people that are coming on, let us know your industry and the state that you're in. Treat this like an actual government contracting event. What else? Questions? Someone says, how's the market for youth sports providers? Brian, I don't look at every single marketplace, but what I can do is suggest to you, there's a video that we have on does the government buy what I sell? Take a look, and you can easily do a quick search based on your PSC code or NAICS code on FPDS, and it'll tell you what's the market size and amount of contracts awarded for the past year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. So very easy for anyone out there who's wondering how's the market for your prospective industry. Grab your NAICS code, your PSC code, head over to fpds.gov, and you can pull that up. In fact, let me see if I can show you real quick. And this is not really a teaching class, but I'll show you guys. Set up Brian to answer your question. You head over here to fpds.gov and type in your NAICS code, and then it'll spit out the results that you're looking for. And again, you could sort this by years, you can sort it by contract amount, you can sort it by contract types, agencies. There's a variety of criteria that you can sort this by. So for all those folks wondering, does the government buy what I sell? I would start here at fpds.gov and USA spending. I'd head over here, and then you could do award searches. A lot of folks try to go to beta.sam to look for award search, but I come here to USA spending or FPDS. And then again, you can see you can sort by fiscal years, award type, agencies, product service code, competition, set asides. So again, all this is free. As you see, I didn't log in, I didn't sign in, I just went to the websites and did this. So that's where I would encourage you to go when you're looking up what the market look like for your respective industries. So what else do we have? I'm excited for 2021. Anybody else excited for 2021? Again, keep putting in here your information, folks. Massachusetts, contracts, bolts, rivets. Good stuff. We have people out here that need bolts and rivets. DLA needs bolts and rivets. Cybersecurity, Deuce, do you know about RMF? Who else? Gene, I've responded to Sources Sought. It's good stuff. Any advantages to seeking certified capture management certification? Not to my knowledge, Al. I'm not a big certification guy. I think that there's too many certification mills out there that push getting certification. So I always say find out what's the agency's needs and figure out how to solve their problems before you rush out to getting certifications. Now, if you go and listen to Laurie's podcast with me, by the way, I didn't see any of my good folks pull up Laurie's podcast. All right, you bums. I'm going to do it myself. Laurie, I got you. Let me go over here, GovConGiants.com/podcast. Search, and we should have, look at that. If you type in L, boom, just like that. Here's Laurie, episode 42. Boom. I'm dropping that in the chat for my wonderful people. Maria's texting me. Let me see what's going on. What did I do wrong? Okay. All right. All right, so someone posted to the YouTube link. Someone else posted it, but I guess apparently I didn't approve it. All right, there it is. So now you see civility. All right. Good stuff. Thank you, Demetrius, for posting it. Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't see it. It normally says show, and I didn't see a show for you, Maria. So cool. It's in here. What else? Very excited for 2021. They pushed too early. Absolutely. Looking for a janitorial contract. Anthony Collins. I don't even know what city you're in, so I can't really suggest anything for you, Anthony. I got some opportunities with OSINT, and they're looking to fund ideas around cybersecurity. Okay, that's Tamika. Hey, Tamika up. They're looking for folks around cybersecurity. She is DevSecOps. Thoughts and respond to Sources Sought with teaming solutions. Again, the government's looking for the best solution. Government loves teams. They love partnerships, joint ventures. Nothing wrong with that. What else? All right. Thoughts and respond to Sources Sought with teaming, NDA, consulting agreement, teaming agreement in that order. Hold on. Okay. What do we got? Hardware equipment. Where do I can I see opportunities to sell to the government? Muhammad, I just put in the. We just went over that 5 minutes ago. FPDS, USA spending, and we have videos on that as well. So, before the other thing I want to talk about, what podcast with a freight forwarder, $21 million contract. Go on our listen. Everything is on our website. Everything is on our website. Our podcasts, our blogs. If you go to GovConGiants, you click on podcasts. Here it is. This is Maria's first episode as a host of the all-new podcast, Making a Giant, where she interviews Chris Facey, the Mad guitarist that lands a $21 million IDIQ contract for transportation readiness. So you can always, if you have any questions, go to GovConGiants. Everything is on here. Here's Rob Wong, former Associate Administrator for Government Contracting and Business Development of the SBA. By the way, I'm going to tell you something. If you've not seen this or heard this episode, Rob Wong actually gives out his cell phone number on the episode. For all my truckers out there, if you missed this one, Brian Henry, former truck driver, builds a successful top contractor company. I can tell you Brian's company, he was a truck driver sitting in a truck, and one of his guys said, you can't make money just sitting around waiting for opportunities. And then he decided to become a contractor. I know that the last 3 years he's averaged around $10 to $12 million a year in revenue annually in sales. So former truck driver turned contractor. Kizzy, she's made on the Inc. 500 list for the last 3 years, and she does training. Frank Spencer builds a multi-million-dollar company from $1,000. So again, everything is on our website, govcongiants.com, if you have questions about any past guest or episode. All right. Let's see. What else? What else do we have out here? Jesse Forte, why don't you email Maria and set up a call? You've got some calls. So NDA, consulting agreement, those sound like issues that are specific to you. Johnny Spiva regarding satisfying service contracts and FARs, prime versus subcontract responsibility. I don't really understand the question, Johnny. Can you give me a specific question, for example? Dun, dun, dun. Muhammad, I have an opportunity in Saudi Arabia. Need help respond to RFP, RFQ. We have videos already, Anthony, on that where we talk about how to respond to RFP, RFQ. So we have content on that already. The other thing that I tell folks, make sure you search my stuff. On YouTube, you can actually search within YouTube on the videos that we have. And so we have public videos on YouTube, Anthony, about responding to RFP, RFQ. You just have to go to my channel and then search, and then you can find that content. What else? I've got my WSB certification. All right, I'm approving people. By the way, remember this. The reason why YouTube does not allow me to approve folks to put their emails and numbers in there because it is going to be public information. So just be aware of that. Maybe you don't care, and that's fine. But just be aware. That's why I have to actually approve you when you put in personal information to YouTube, which, again, I'm okay with that. Lalani, she's also on she's going to be on one of our guests on Making a Giant podcast. And so Lalani is in the chat. She's a great person to speak to. And she says, per Eric, Sources Sought is the bomb. I've literally I have more results. So again, this works. We've got brand new people that are doing this and it's working for them. So for all you new people out here who thinks that the Sources Sought don't work, take a look. at the past videos where we talk about, I've changed it to bid opportunities, then sources sought. My eyes look red with this lights. Like my eyes look red. Change the lighting a little bit. All right, what else? What's up? What's up, Lalani? Your episode's coming out soon. What's up? Dun, dun, dun. Do a Sources Sought Village. We're doing that. We're working on Sources Sought Village. Uh, Something else that I want to do for the beginning of the year that is the title of this 8-week boot camp. We are going to launch a boot camp for the beginning of the year. So we're going to do an 8-week boot camp, and it's going to be 1 week of training, 1 week of homework, and then the next week of training, the next week of homework. So it'll be 4, and these will be all live sessions taught by me. So there'll be 4 actual live trainings, and then 4 homework to see what you did and accomplished the following weeks. So we are doing an 8-week boot camp that I will be teaching that is separate from everything else that we're doing. And for existing members, it's only $2.99. So if you're an existing member, if you're already in the course, it's $2.99. And again, we'll send out an email about this, but I did want to talk about it. If you are not a member, if you sign up this particular month, then it will be included in your membership. So again, all of this is going to be on our website. You can take a look at it, and it goes over what it is and what we talk about and the lessons that you're going to learn in the boot camp. So we will be emailing everyone more information about this, but I definitely want to put it out there because it's something that's the actual title of today, and I want to talk about it. I don't need to get into details because, again, we've already written this out, but we are going to be offering an 8-week boot camp for folks because we want to get people jump started. So if you go on our GovConGiants page, if you click education here, all right, scroll down, and then it's called Win Your First Contract Boot Camp. Click learn more, and then that will take you to the page. Well, I didn't do it. I'll get with my guy to make sure it was working for tomorrow. Where did he put it at? All right, let me drop it in here because I don't see it's not working on here. Where did my guy put it? Now I got an error. We had we had a Trojan last week when I was trying to show somebody something. We had a Trojan that came up last week when I was trying to show someone this stuff. So let me figure out what happened because now I'm getting error. I guess we're doing a good job, so people are actually out here, sending Trojans to my website because last week we had the same problem that we had to fix it. But I'll get it fixed. We'll drop the link in the chat whenever it comes back up for folks out there so you can see what it's about. You can learn about it. And again, we want to get this year off to a great start. I would love to double our numbers from last year and, have 80, 100 people win contracts this year. That would be very exciting for us. I know, again, when you see people in the chat here that are winning contracts and you wonder, well, why are they still here? Because there's always more to learn. There's always more. I mean, no one knows all of this stuff. No one knows everything. But look, when you start winning and you get the taste of winning, you want to continue to win, right? You want to continue to do more. And then you also want to do bigger contracts, right? So it's like, all right, I want this size contract. I want a bigger contract. And then you get comfortable and then you're like, okay, now I want a sole source contract. And then you get comfortable like, okay, now I want this type of contract. And so really, it just starts to snowball. And I can tell you from, again, hearing people who started off and said, well, I just want a $5,000 contract. And then they're like, okay, I did that. Now I want a $10,000 contract. And like, okay. So as your confidence grows, then you start wanting to get bigger and bigger contracts. I don't know why this stupid thing is not working today, but I won't let it distract me. So I've seen it, and that's why the folks in here that are winning are still here. A lot of the folks that I called out by name that I know because I know what they're doing. I know the activities they're putting in the work, and so they're the ones that are like, hey, okay, what's the next step? What are some other things I need to do? What are some other tricks, some other tactics that I need to be doing? So That's what we'll be talking about in the boot camp. But I will put further information on it on this particular page, on this link, and then also I'll be sending out emails discussing it in the future. What else are we asking for? Make sure, by the way, if you have questions, drop it in the chat. Let me know, because in between my talking, I'm reading the chat and then I'm answering questions at the same time. All right. Charles, looks like a lot of people want to reach out to you. Charles looks like a good guy. Let's see. I have a DUNS number, cage code, vendor's registration. All I'm trying to do is land my first contract. Anthony, I mean, that's all anyone wants to do is land their first contract. But in order to land your first contract, there's other things that you do besides get registered, right? So a lot of times when I'm talking to folks out here, I'm saying, okay, you want to land your first contract, and that's nice, but in order to do that, are you prepared to get your first contract? So are you actually prepared, right? Is your company ready to get a contract? If I were to give you a contract today, could you do that contract? If I were to actually give you a contract today, could you do what it takes to get that contract? Do you have the ability to be able to actually execute and perform the work? And that's one question that when people call and they speak to our organization, 786-477-0477 is the number. Again, 786-477-0477. One of the first things I like to ask folks, and tell you to ask yourself, is if I were to give you a contract today, Anthony, could you actually do that contract? And if you're hesitant, then the answer is no, because a lot of times we only see the money and we only are there for the money. And really, the money is probably the last thing that's going to happen, because first is, preparing the package, bidding, being awarded the contract, executing, performing it, and then you bill. So the last part of that is billing and getting paid. But all these other things that you have to do beforehand, those are like your critical resources. Those are the critical things that you need to have in place. Supplier credit, trade lines. We've got my man Demetrius on here. He'll tell you, even working with subcontractors, sometimes they change the price on you. And so you win the government contract at this price, and then the guy who you thought was going to do it changed the price, and now you have to figure out, okay, how do I make up for that? So I always want people to know that, say they want a contract, check your KPIs, which are key performance indicators, to say, am I ready to actually perform a contract? Can I add value? Am I already doing this in another industry? Am I doing this in another space? Do I have experience doing what it is, the services I'm trying to offer the government? A lot of folks, that answer is no, right? They think, oh, just give me a contract, and I know how to do janitorial. I know how to clean up a floor. I've done it. It's paperwork. Can you handle the paperwork? Can you support the contract, right? Are you prepared to have weekly meetings? Are you prepared to do daily reports? Do you have team members that can inspect all of the items before they're delivered? Can you have team members that respect the items when they're delivered? So a lot of this stuff that really seems is burdensome for folks out there. For me, it's normal, but for other people who've never done it before, it can be a huge burden on you. You have to say to yourself, do I really know everything that it takes to be able to perform and execute a contract and to do it well? And so that's what I would say to anyone out here who's just saying, oh, I just want to win a contract. Think about it. And that goes for you, Mark Tate. Very easy to say, I just want a contract. But I can tell you from experience, people get those contracts and they don't have the money, they don't have the wherewithal to get it done. And then, I have people getting contracts and they fail to meet like, for example, I've got a guy now who's got contracts, but he's not meeting the subcontractor percentage goals, which makes him non-compliant within his contract. So there's a lot of stuff that I think it requires some more learning and studying of the marketplace before you jump out there and put yourself out. Eric, please tell me, need your single statement guideline, how to sell computer equipment, routers, switches. Muhammad, again, find out who's buying computer equipment, routers, and switches. Find out where they're buying it from. Find out how are they buying it. What vehicles are they used to buy those items, right? So if you know who's buying it and you know the vehicles that they're using to purchase it, then the next thing, it would behoove you to get on some of those vehicles where they're buying those items. I can tell you right now, they're probably buying it on GSA schedule, but I don't know. Um, Someone says beta.sam was good to look, but I would not look on beta.sam. I would look um, on the, again, like I showed you before, I would look on FPDS and USA spending for who's buying those items. And then from there, I would determine the agency, and then I would determine how they buy it, and then I would figure out how do I get myself in that position. I got a LaPont counselor. I get bids sent to me through email. Um, Getting bids sent to people through email or getting bids sent to at all to me is almost pointless because having information and not knowing what to do with the information really has no value. So just having bids in your inbox, a lot of people sell you people that stuff and people pay for it, but there's no value in it because it's just information. And if you don't know how to interpret it, you don't know how to read. And again, it's just a bid, so it doesn't tell you anything about the past history of the contract officer, the past history of that agency. It doesn't tell you about their budget. It doesn't tell you about their needs. It doesn't tell you about their culture. It doesn't tell you how to get into them. It doesn't tell you how to do business with them. A bid tells you none of that stuff. So what intelligence do people you gain from the bid? All right. Regarding purchase orders, where can I search for scopes if it's not on beta.sam? Mark asked. Mark, the old FBO used to have that information on there. Um, that information, I've seen people request, like make FOIA requests for that information. And again, what I would suggest is also you may want to go directly to the actual. You may want to go to the actual agency themselves to see if they have any of that intelligence. But they're not obligated to post that and share it, Mark. So it's going to take some digging around. It's not. There's no obligation on their part to actually share that. So that's what I'd say. Trucking Justin is in the building. Thank you, sir. Appreciate the love. Who else? Make sure, again, post in here what your business is and where you're from. Okay, and so someone just said, I got to start sending proposals. And wrong thing. You don't have to start sending proposals. You have to start sending and responding to Sources Sought and RFIs. Forget the proposals. Start sending responses to Sources Sought and RFIs, and you're going to have much more success. Bernie, it's more exciting stuff. Anthony Collins, sending proposals. Don't do that. Bad move. Do you have contact information for Brian Henry? We have contact information for all of our guests. It's on the links on the pages. All of our podcast guests' information is on the actual site. So if you have any question about that, and again, if you ever have any questions, you can send us an email, service@govcongiants.com. You can also give us a call, 786-477-0477. So again, if you have any questions, drop us an email, send us a message, text us. Again, we have team members working, supporting people out here. So if someone has sent us an email or called us and we have not responded, then you let me know. And then I'll deal with that internally. But yeah, absolutely. How many are winning janitorial contracts? That seems like a question for some research. My biggest hindrance is financial. Martate, I disagree. I actually spoke with this one of our students today. He's like 22 years old, and he said that he was shortlisted to win a contract for masks, and he had already talked to the manufacturer and worked out terms. So I disagree, Martate, about financial being your hindrance because, again, if you know your industry and your space, you can go out and get terms for that particular product or service that you're offering to the government and then pass those terms along. Leland's in the building. Randy Ward's in the building. Love it. Okay. I'm in a NASA suit program. I want to land one of those contracts through consulting. Good job, Jesse Forte. I'm very excited about you being in the NASA SUIT program. I love it. Powerline contractors on DOE Powerline projects, Justin. We actually, speaking about Powerline, Randy, who's in the chat right now, she has a project in West Virginia for a Powerline project. So that's something that if you're in that space, reach out to us, Justin, because we definitely, there's some opportunities in Puerto Rico for Powerline projects as well. Jackie, preparation is the key. Absolutely. Um, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. What else we have? It's just me right now. Jesse, don't worry, we can fix that. Let's see. All right, for a service contract, the prime contract must complete 50% of work. Yes, that's correct. Yep, Johnny, the prime contract on a service contract, so you're gonna do 50% of the work. Understanding how the Fed purchases professional services, a light bulb. Good job, Deuce. Yeah, and again, Civility, who was on here earlier, she's in professional services industry. Definitely podcast 42. Listen to her on that. The FAR reg, Johnny, I referenced that FAR reg in a video. If Maria, somebody wants to drop that video in here, um, Johnny, I referenced the FAR regulation that says it. I don't know it by heart. Kay Brooks, do you help GovConGiants respond to RFPs, RFQs? We actually have sample RFPs, RFQs inside, yes, that we provide to you. And again, depending upon the person and what it is, I have helped people in the past. Like, for example, if it's something big like an IDIQ, then yeah, I've helped GovCon members respond to IDIQs because it was something big. But if it's something small that, again, a template or sample can help with, then I don't get involved. But we do have um, 2 weeks a month. We have breakout sessions, and so we go into different rooms, and then in those rooms, there's an opportunity to discuss your particular RP or RFQ. So that's, I think, the second and fourth Tuesdays. So it's the second Tuesday and the fourth Tuesdays. We have breakout sessions, and you go into rooms based on your industry. And so from that is where we could discuss your particular RP, RFQ. But no, we don't do it for you because, again, we want you to learn. But I've got lots of samples, lots of examples. And if you look, Kay Brooks, Marla is in the room and she just put in there, she typed that she can actually help you with the response to proposals. Look at that check from BHM committee. Um, and then Kay Brooks, if you look at BHM committee, yep, she helps. Okay, you did type it to her. Sorry, my bad, I missed it. So she does help GovCon members respond. Yes, correct. Scrum meetings, daily reports, and clear communication. That's right, Tamika Reed. Um, Jesse, send me an email, please. Um, Ron Thomas, I'm in a boat of getting prepared to do the work. Good job, Ron. I know you went through some hardships last year, so welcome back. Supplier credit, RB, 4329. Best advice on how to obtain supplier credit. Apply. You know, my advice and stuff is pretty simple. It's just apply, right? So how do you get supplier credit? You apply. You call the people up. You call the company. You ask them, do they have supplier credits? How do you become a vendor? How do you set up an account? You get the application, and then on the application, it'll say you name 3 references. You find 3 people who have businesses to give you references. Submit that, and you'll get your first supplier credit. Then you do that again for your second and third one. And by the time you have the second one, you'll have 1 real credit line. By the time you have the third one, you'll have 2 real supplier credit lines. And then now you're off and racing. But again, we've got content on how to build supplier credit, RB4329. Truck it, Justin, because we love you. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you very much. Thank you, Marla, by the way, as well, for helping with the proposal writing group. We love it. So we appreciate you. And that's true. Marla is leading the proposal writing group on GovConGiants to help people out. So, Tate, when does the class begin? Nikki says, don't spend all the time on proposals. I agree completely. Um, we'll send out an email about the classes and the dates and when they're going to start on the boot camp. Send us an email. We'll let you know. Make sure, by the way, if you know, and I assume that most of you are already signed up, but make sure you're on our email list so that when the emails do go out with all of the detailed information, you can have it. The other thing is, if you've not already signed up, we do have a new community line, a text line. So if you want to, we can also text you guys the information. Let me find that number so I could drop it in the chat. And then that way, if it's easier, we could just text you the info. Give me a second. I'm finding it. Okay. It's 786-261-0448. Boom. That's the new community chat line. In fact, let me drop it in here. All right, that's it. So if any of you have any questions, you can text that line as well. And we're going to be sending out all the information, all the stuff that we discussed here, and all the information moving forward. We will be sending it out to people who on our community text line. So what else? By the way, yes, like I said, today is a warm-up. Next Monday, we'll have Judy Bradt on, and we'll be teaching a live class for all of you who just showed up, who weren't here in the beginning. We're going to be teaching a live class next week with Judy Bradt, and the class is how to get in front of your federal buyer and win your meeting. So next week on YouTube Live, I'm going to have a guest on. Judy and I will be teaching how to win your meeting. So again, make sure that you're on here next Monday, 6:05 p.m. Eastern. We will send another email out. We'll send out a group text as well, letting folks know. Because again, I really believe that 2021, with the changes in administration, with all the opportunities, with the stimulus keep pushing out, the government can't keep giving out trillions of dollars and you not receive any contracts. I just don't want to see that happen. It hurts me. It pains me that they're giving out all of this money and that you're not getting a single penny of it besides a $600 stimulus check. So let me help you to be able to put yourself in a position to receive some benefits outside of your $600 stimulus that they've given away to everybody. What else? And I'm going to sign off. It's been about an hour. I just want to come on and say hi. Haven't talked to you guys in a while. Definitely just want to come on and let people know. Send us an email, text us, call us. We've got a lot of stuff on there. Civility says, need info and proposal support. We're going strong in bidding 2021. Yes, we have proposal support. Marla, are you listening to that, Marla? Did you hear that about proposal support? Civility, one of our podcast guests. I hope you're listening. So they want to go strong on bidding in 2021. I love it. Let's get together. Let's work together. Again, we should not be competing against each other. We should be working harmoniously together because again, it's not me. It's not the people on this call that have your money. It's these big conglomerates. It's Microsoft. It's freaking Amazon. It's Google. It's Booz Allen. Those are the people that we're going up against. So again, if we could come together and get behind our common goal of taking down small business contracts for all, we'll be successful in 2021. So definitely, again, send us an email, give us a call. You've got our phone numbers, you got our text. We've dropped the email in here a numerous amount of times. Let me, I'll add it to this little box in here. Okay, there you go. There's an email, there's a text, there's all the information that you need on the screen. Let us know what you need help with, how we can best serve you, how we can help you. And again, next week, same time, Monday, we'll have our guest on, Judy Bradt, who will be speaking to us about winning that meeting. Thanks, guys, so much. Pleasure. Yes, Lidos is definitely one of the people as well on the list. And again, thank you, Truck and Justin. Thank you, Laurie. Thank you, GovCon EDU students. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy your night, and see you next week.